All right, hello, my friends. Ruben Obed here, transmitting live from Dorado, Puerto Rico, here in my house, and I'm here to talk a little bit about 2 points regarding solar, off-grid solar. One of which is overpaneling, and the other is, as I like to say it, solar panels suck. Okay, let me explain. All right. The first thing I want to do is explain why I say solar panels suck. What I mean by that is that a solar panel does not send power. The solar panel allows you to pull power from it. Okay? So it sucks. You can suck power from a solar panel. The solar panel isn't constantly sending the power. That is why, when you hook up a solar system, your batteries, if they're empty, they start sucking power from the solar panels, which are collecting power from the sun. So it's basically a sucking aspect. You're pulling. That's why we say the word, I'm pulling 50 watts, or I'm pulling 100 watts, or whatever. Okay, now, so you have to keep that in context. Your solar panels collect the energy, but it doesn't send it. You suck the energy. Okay? Now, so that's what I mean by solar panels suck. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about overpaneling. All right? Now, overpaneling is a concept which I'm going to explain here. Right here we have, this is my EP Ever 30 amp charge controller. All right, and if you look on the top there, all right, let me see if I can get up there a little better so I can explain it better. All right, if you look there on the top, it says 30 amps, and the max PV voltage is 100 volts. Max PV input, it says 390 watts. Now, 390 watts, that's what it says. So what does that mean? Okay, what it means is that charge controller has the ability to deliver 30 amps of power to your batteries. Now, it says that the max voltage, so you are not to exceed 100 volts. So if you do the math, and if you multiply the 12 volts, it actually should give you about 360 watts should be the max input. Now, what happens is we do something which we call overpaneling. The charge controller says it can accept 390 watts input, but if you make sure, especially if you keep your solar panels in parallel, and if you stay below the 100 volt max input, then you can add more solar panels than what your charge controller is rated at. Okay, for example, right now my solar panel, based on the mathematics, if you take 30 amps times the 12 volts, it gives you 360. So the label says that you should only add 360 watts of solar panels, as to not exceed that threshold. But what happens is, going back to the analogy that I spoke in the beginning, the solar panels don't send power. You suck the power from it. So, when you add more solar panels to that charge controller, you're doing a process called overpaneling. Now, keep in mind, you should not go over the voltage threshold. But if you're well within the voltage threshold, you can add more solar panels, because a couple of things, solar panels are not 100% efficient. You have losses, you're not going to get maximum output. So right now, that charge controller that I showed you, I actually have 570 watts of solar just on that one. But the max input voltage was supposedly 390, which actually math is off there, because 30 amps times 12 volts is 360, you know, but whatever the case may be, your MPPT charge controller will shed that extra voltage, and what will happen is that you'll start charging earlier on in the day because you have more solar panels. So once you reach midday, when the sun is at its highest, basically your batteries are almost charged, so the amperage is low anyway. You know what I mean? So I believe in overpaneling. From what I've heard, you should keep it at a modest level, maybe 15 to 25%. I've overpaneled some systems up to 40%, you know, and we've had no problems with them overpaneling. So, you know, that's basically what I'm saying. Now, guys, I'm not telling you to take a 30 amp, you know, MPPT charge controller and put, you know, 3,000 watts worth of panels up there. I'm not telling you that, but in moderation, you know, if you have a 30 amp charge controller, yeah, you can overpanel. You can add, you know, if the max input wattage is 360, you could put 400, even 500 watts. You're not going to have any problem. On the contrary, you're going to get a nice constant stream of energy because of the fact that you have extra panels. So I hope you understood this video. If you didn't, please leave a comment below and I'll try to specify it a little better, you know. But that's basically it, guys. I mean, I've been living off grid for a long time. I haven't had any problem. I've built systems for other people. Most of the time we do overpanel, and we live in here in Puerto Rico, which is extremely sunny, and we haven't had any, you know, overheating issues or any cables melting or anything like that. So, you know, I hope this is helpful. And like I said, sometimes this subject is a little bit like complicated and some people don't understand it. So just leave your comments down below and I'll be more than glad to explain it more thoroughly if I haven't already. So take care, guys. God bless. And yes, you can overpanel your charge controller in moderation. Keep it at 20 to 30% and you won't have any problem. And do not exceed the voltage. That's one thing, because I have a lot of people. There's a lot of people online. They just love the whole series thing, and they always want to do everything in series, and they're boosting up those voltages. You know what I'm saying? Chill out with the damn series, man. Chill out with the whole series thing. So, peace.